Two sisters, one wedding bed, one shared husband. It sounds insane, right? Like something that should destroy a family overnight. But for thousands of people, this is totally normal. A real tradition where sisters literally marry the same man. It's called sororal polygyny. One husband, multiple wives, and they're all sisters. It sounds like a recipe for pure chaos and jealousy. But the logic behind it is brutally simple. For many families, sisters sharing a husband wasn't strange at all. In fact, it is seen as the safest, most stable marriage they could build. And the reason why is darker than you think. Utah, a real family. One man marries a woman. Her identical twin falls in love with him too. Most families would call that a disaster. This family called it a solution. Then it goes one step further. The man also marries their cousin, 3 women, all related, sharing one husband and one life. 2 sisters who grew up as best friends, same room, same secrets. Normally, marriage rips that apart. Different houses, different husbands, different lives. Here, the split never happens. Instead of losing her sister to another man, she marries the same one. From the outside, it looks like chaos waiting to happen. Jealousy, competition, silent wars in the kitchen. But they don't describe a crisis. They describe a plan. If a man is good to one sister, he's already been tested. The others have watched him for years. How he spends money, how he handles anger, how he treats kids when no one is watching. For the second sister, he isn't a mystery. He's pre-screened by blood. And the real trust doesn't start with the husband, it starts with the women. Who would you rather share your house with every day? A stranger who might hate you, or your own sister who thinks like you do? In this family, sororal polygyny isn't about romance. It's about control. Keep the man in the center. Keep the sisters on all sides. Shut outsiders out of the marriage. For them, it's a life hack. Stay in the same house, raise each other's children, and never let normal marriage split the sisters apart. Once you see how one quiet Utah family turned sororal polygyny into a survival strategy, you start to wonder how far other cultures were willing to push the exact same idea. And that Utah story? It isn't a glitch. It's a blueprint. All over the world, cultures that never met quietly built the same system. Across North America, tribes like the Crow and the Lakota actually preferred sisters sharing a husband. The oldest sister married first. Her younger sisters joined later. From the outside, it looks like a jealousy bomb. For them, it was the opposite. Trust already installed from day one. In Africa, the Nuer of South Sudan did it. So did Maasai communities in Kenya and Tanzania. Even in remote parts of Nigeria, certain Yoruba families arranged these marriages. Different languages, different religions. Same core idea, keep the wives related, keep the household stable. These weren't scattered exceptions. This was a parallel solution to the same ancient problem. Now take that same logic, move it halfway across the planet. It shows up again. Across Asia, rural Tibetan villages used sororal polygyny to stop land and livestock from being sliced into pieces. Afghan and Central Asian tribes followed the same pattern. Better to marry sisters into one husband than shatter property across rival families. In Polynesia, Fijian and Tongan clans turned it into a weapon. Lock in alliances, stack labor on farms and plantations, turn one marriage into an economic machine. Sometimes the logic was brutally simple. More wives meant more workers. More workers meant more money, more cattle, more grain. In places where war or disease wiped out men, this wasn't a kink. It was survival math. And then there's the part you can't just write off as exotic. Even the Bible quietly slides it in. Jacob, one man, marrying 2 sisters, Leah and Rachel. This idea didn't spread like a trend. It kept being reinvented wherever scarcity and fear twisted marriage into a survival tool. And in some places, that tool turned much darker than Utah. Here's what almost everyone gets wrong about one man marrying sisters. You picture him as the king. Total power. Wrong. In the strongest versions, the real power sits with the women. Cross one sister, you're not facing one wife. You're facing the group. Same parents, same childhood, same secrets. They arrive already synced, not competing. They can read each other at dinner. They spot fake smiles. They feel when he's playing favorites. One wife is easy to isolate. 3 sisters are hard to move. That's the hack, not extra romance. Leverage. Together they can demand better treatment, set limits, pool income, protect each other's children, and hold the household together when money, health, or reputation collapse. But there's a fault line built in. The moment jealousy seeps in, over time, money, attention, who gets the bigger room, who gets the softer tone, that unity starts to split. Once it cracks, the power tilts back to him. Now, he can play them off each other. Every small favor feels like proof that one sister is being quietly promoted and another quietly replaced. If they stay united, the structure can survive poverty and pressure. If they break, the same system that shielded them turns into a cage, because leaving him also means breaking with your own blood. And inside that hesitation, when nobody wants to be the one who walks, the darkest versions of this system thrive. Every cage looks different from the inside. Sometimes the oldest sister hoards the power. Younger sisters fade into the background, fighting for scraps of attention. And jealousy doesn't stay theoretical. It erupts. Huge relationship-ending fights. Silent treatments that last months. Sister against sister. Wife against wife. Children grow up inside it. Dozens of half-siblings, unclear lines of real and less real family. Watching alliances shift around the dinner table. Critics say the system is wired against women, a man with options, women with limits. Supporters fire back. It gives women security, a built-in team, no one left alone to face a bad husband or a bad year. The truth sits in the middle. It can be a shield, or it can be a slow-motion disaster. And today, most of the world has already decided which side they think won. Can you still find this now? Mostly, no. In the United States and Canada, it's flat out illegal, but it didn't evaporate. Some families still run it underground, especially inside closed, fundamentalist groups that treat one man, many sisters as a commandment, not a crime. In parts of Africa and the Middle East, it's still quietly tolerated. Even there, the numbers are shrinking. Urbanization, education, migration. Daughters who once would have married alongside their sisters now leave for cities, universities, jobs paid in rupees, and a chance at a different kind of bargain. The old system is still breathing, but it's on life support. 2 sisters, 1 husband. From the outside, it looks like chaos. For the people who built it, it was calculation. Keep sisters together, keep property in one line. Turn marriage into an engine, not a love story, not romance, survival math. And inside that math, you still get the same human mess: love, jealousy, loyalty, betrayal. Sisters who can form an unbreakable wall or rip each other apart from the inside. A structure strong enough to carry families through famine, war, and poverty, or tight enough to feel like a cage they welded shut themselves. Humans have built a million different blueprints for family. Some of those blueprints are more shocking than you were ever meant to see. If you want to see how far people will bend love, law, and survival just to keep a system alive, smash the subscribe button. Because this was only one design. The next tradition doesn't just break the rules of marriage, it rewrites the cost of union between a man and a woman in every way imaginable. And that price is darker than you think.